that's a wrap on the call for tonight. We're going to open it up here for some of the new people that have some questions. Jack Welch is going to help me out with that tonight. So if anybody wants to take themselves off mute, feel free, and we'll get those questions answered for you. Hey,
Hello.
Jack. Thanks, buddy. All right. We got a few questions coming in. Somebody's popping in now.
Yeah.
Hi, I'm James Nichols. I am in Lexington, Kentucky. This is a big town. There's a lot of businesses here. I've never done this thing before. A friend of mine introduced it to me, and I'm all about helping others. And this is a great opportunity. So I look forward to some training. I've done a lot of different things. I run my own construction business for a while, but I've never done anything like this. So I hope to stay connected with you guys. I want to be upfront and forward and be a great student. So as far as my next step and all those things, I like to stay on board. And I thank you for allowing me to be here.
You're welcome, James. That's awesome. If you need help, just reach out to us. Reach out to the person that referred you. Who referred you to the business, James?
That would be Leslie Adams.
Okay, so yeah, reach out to her. And if you need
Okay.
any help, Charles and I will make ourselves available if you get stuck on anything.
Very well. I've also got another guy. He's in Mississippi, and he's on board too. I pulled him in, and this is a team thing, and I really enjoy doing this. So I look forward to it. Yeah.
All right, great. Love your enthusiasm. Welcome to the company.
Thank you, sir.
Anybody else have a question?
Hey guys, it's Mario Rowe here. Mark Walker referred me. I've had a customer asking for a breakdown in the fees. What's the customer's like? How is their pricing determined? Like what? I'm sorry. What's illuno's cut is what they were actually asking.
You want me to?
Yeah, you want to go with that one, Charles?
Yeah, no, that's fine. So it's really hard to give you a solid answer on that. And that is going to vary from jurisdiction to jurisdiction. So there's no real set fee in any one jurisdiction. So for us to give you an exact number, a customer is going to have to put in a job and actually get a quote for that particular jurisdiction for us to actually give you a number. It varies. So I would suggest, start by getting a customer or two in, and then we'll take it from there.
It's like getting an Uber ride. You don't know what your Uber is going to cost until you actually start to book it and you'll see the pricing. Okay. But, our pricing is fair. We're not overly priced and we're not cheap. We offer a lot of value with a $16 million plus liability policy that company doesn't have to pay. I think really your other question was, what cut does illuno take? I don't have that information.
Okay, I can understand that. And I guess it was kind of a two-part question. I don't know if you hear all the noise in the background. I'm active in law enforcement. Who determines the officer's rate of pay? I know that varies by jurisdiction and officer,
Yep.
But obviously that would determine, I guess, illuno's cut as well.
It depends on the jurisdiction. They want to stay competitive, and the rate could be anywhere from say $40 an hour to $90, depending on the area that it's in.
Yeah.
Okay, so the officer or the jurisdiction can still determine their rate.
Yeah. So it's not going to be sticker shock. They're not going to say, "Oh, wow, look at this." And also a perception is that, security, no offense to security companies, but a security guard is a lot cheaper. That's not necessarily true.
Right,
Yeah.
but we all know you get what you pay for, so.
Yeah.
Right, exactly. Jack, I was going to say, for this gentleman, if he wants to get with one of us off camera, we can, get a call with one of the guys over at corporate and, get try to get an exact number for him.
Absolutely.
Yep.
I'm going to put my email in the chat, and you can copy that. Okay. What was your name again?
First name's Tamario, T-O, Mario, and the last name is Rowe, R-O-W-E.
Okay. And you said you're a police officer?
Yes, sir.
Yep. My dad was a firefighter up in Boston for 34 years. So
Wow. I've got one of my officers.
officers.
She's from Boston. Still got family up there.
Yeah. Great. Yeah. So it's personal with me too. We're on a mission here.
Right. I've been scheduling extra jobs for almost 20 years and never got a cut. So $2.50 is 100% increase.
Yeah, yeah. And we all work like a team. We'll help you with that.
Cool.
Okay, who's next with a question?
Sergeant Rowe.
Yeah, your name? Yeah, how you doing, Angel? No, I believe they can schedule out ahead of time. So like, not just that week or that weekend, they can schedule ahead of time. We use a company called ID Me, and we have over 600,000 police officers through the system already. Look at it this way. I don't like using the word so much ground floor, but the market for this is wide open. So if you open up an area, your job is not to get the police officers there. Corporate will handle that. So whether it's open or not, just go, put hours in, and the company will get the police officers there.
Yeah, and Jack, I was going to say for Angel, a good example for you, would be for like Walmart, for instance. They scheduled 90 days in advance with us. So if that helps you out, that I think that would answer the question for you as far as long term.
Yeah. And
You're
if there's
welcome.
an issue, say 45 days later, there's a rating system like an Uber driver. They will call in sick or let the people know that they can't make it because they want to stay in the queue and get jobs. So let's say 3 or 4 of them call in sick at the 45-day limit. Well, that's why our fill rate is 99.7 because it works just like an Uber app.
Yep. Yep. Look, you're welcome, Angel. Glad to have you on. Lori, looks like Lori is up next, Jack. Lori, if you could take yourself off of mute.
Thank
There you
you. So I know that people can sign people up that are out of the country, but how do they receive their funds is what I'm being asked.
So right now
Like the
it's
affiliate.
right. It's through I tried to answer you in the messages the best I could, but I didn't get back to your second part. It's going to be through what's called Hyper Wallet right now. And then what we'll do is when we change the system around in September, that's going to change. And from what we're told, it's going to be in any global currency that they want. There's going to be some options for crypto to be paid in crypto as well, or the currency of the country that they're in. So hopefully that will help you.
The other question is, what hotel is Dallas in?
What hotel is Dallas in?
Yeah, so
I think
Dallas
he's
is
talking
September
about the event. The event
Yes.
that hasn't been determined yet.
Yeah, we will get that information out.
Thank you.
You are welcome. All right. So James, you have
Yeah.
yourself off the mute, and David.
Yes, sir. In a couple of months, I may be moving to another state. So if I get things going on in Lexington and I move to another city in North Carolina, is that pliable? Is that okay?
Absolutely.
Okay, cool.
Absolutely.
All right.
Yep.
Thank you.
Yeah, it won't affect you at all. And in fact, if you get any customers up there in the Kentucky area,
Yeah.
you'll keep them. You'll keep them as you migrate to the Carolinas.
Excellent, because I have a friend of mine who's a sheriff in the Carolinas, and then this is good. I may introduce it to him when I move there, so this is good. Okay.
Yeah, or you could do it now and certainly get them going. It's entirely up to you. It works. It works across all 50 states, and eventually we're going to expand into other territories.
Fabulous. Okay, thank you.
All right, David.
Hi, it's Sandra Barker. I logged into his laptop, so that's why it says David Barker.
Okay.
I I was wondering about the business structure. I know we're not supposed to say we're representing illuno. Um, so I was wondering about the relationship between illuno and Good Energy Co. What kind of relationship is this?
So we are Good Energy is the marketing arm for illuno.
So it's a subsidiary of the company?
Yeah, in so many words, yes.
Yeah, I was worried. I was wondering about the legal relationship.
So our CEO is for Good Energy is part owner in illuno. I don't have the exact specifics on everything. If you would give me a day or so, or sometime tomorrow, I could certainly give you a call. I could drop my number in the chat, and you can call me directly.
Okay, that would be great.
Yeah, you're welcome. All right, we got who was up next? Lane.
Yeah, this is Lane Wyrick, Washington, Iowa. I'm also kind of wondering about, you said that there is access through ID Me with for 600,000 people. Now, does that mean that each of those people have an app already that they get? How do they get notified? Is it access to them, or, because I'm
Right.
just
So
curious about.
let's just say so what we'll do is let's just say, for instance, you're going to move into a new jurisdiction. You're in North Dakota somewhere, and that's not some North Dakota we're not really that active in right now. What will happen is the job is going to get put in, and what will do, the corporate office will begin reaching out to those officers in that particular jurisdiction, the police departments, and get them on board with illuno, and then it just rolls out. They ask you for about a 2 week period if it's not in a territory that we're currently in, to get everything up and running. But in a lot of the major cities right now across this United States, we are currently active.
I mean, should I be? My town is 8,000 people. Should I be targeting like the bigger cities in Iowa or other states?
I mean, that's entirely up to you. If there's events or there's a certain need for customers in your general area, where they're scheduling a lot of off-duty jobs, then by all means, hit your personal town there. But yeah, all across the state, other states, it's something that's pretty wide open right now to everyone.
And you guys have been around for 7 years. How is it changing? I mean, have you been doing it this way? Or is there a big change that's coming because you're entering network marketers and the app? Is the app operational at this point?
It is correct. It is correct. And the marketing arm, we are just now getting going with the marketing arm for illuno uh, through Good Energy. So that's something that's new. We just pre-launched here on May 15th. Sorry, May 17th, and we will launch fully in September. So everything's operational as there's going to be some bumps in the road along the way, guys. Everything's not going to be perfect, but as we get closer to September, it will be. Hope that
Okay,
helps.
thanks. Yeah, sure. Definitely.
All right, we got Sandy with her hand up.
I had mine up. It keeps going off.
Oh, sorry, Tom.
Hi.
All right.
Me, Sandy.
Okay, Sandy, go ahead.
I'm just curious an associate of mine is up in Alaska for the summer. Is there much going on up there?
Not that I am aware of, but that is certainly a state that is open for business.
So he can go ahead and schedule. And is it going to be still the 2 week?
Yeah, we say 2 weeks. I mean, in some cases, Sandy, it's generally, we've gotten in places as quickly as 3 days already.
Yeah, I understand that, but because it's up there and all the rest of that sort of stuff, it might take a little longer even.
I'd say
rather,
about
keep
it at the 2 weeks. Keep it at the 2 weeks.
Okay.
That's generally sufficient.
I'll let him know. Okay.
Perfect.
Thanks.
All right, Tom. Sorry about that. I know you have your hand up.
No, that's okay. No problem. I'm patient.
All right.
If you go to Walmart, okay, they're already in the system, but like in my state, I don't know if they're in the system. Do they hire? Does the the company hire for the whole place, or does the Walmart do their own, each
So,
individual?
it, so yeah, right as of now, the way I understand it is Walmart is a national brand partner of illuno. Eventually, I think they're going to move it out, to all their locations that use off-duty officers, and most of them do. So eventually, that will be a nationwide thing. For the time being, until we get that up and running 100% and that's solidified, those stores are wide open for the taking.
Oh,
So
okay.
even if they do become a national brand partner and you do have, or they do come on nationwide, I'm sorry, they already are a national brand partner, but if they do
Right.
come on nationwide, you will still keep the credit for your particular store.
Oh, okay. Well, that's a good point, because I don't know if I should have went or go, and this is a good example for anybody else who wants to go there.
Right, right. I would certainly give it a shot. You know what? Because I think the time is ticking on that. It's a matter of time until it goes nationwide.
Okay. Yeah, and
Yeah.
and you can tell them that their corporation's on board already, so they can do it on their own. Because I don't know if they pay for themselves, or does corporate going to pay for it. That's the other thing.
Right. Yeah. I don't know how they have that set up. That may be a corporate thing. It may be an individual store. I don't think they're all owner operated though. I'm not 100% sure how that goes.
Charles, if I could add, I had a conversation with Andy about this the other day. I would tell everybody to hold off on approaching Walmart. They had a meeting there, and I believe that they're going to roll it
Oh,
out to 4 stores.
okay. So they are going to roll it out nationwide.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
All right.
And,
That's good to know. It's
and
yeah.
if you want to let anybody know one of the terminologies to use is approved vendor. Illuno is an approved vendor, and they're in a handful of stores right now, but they're going to roll it out. So somebody already has that locked up.
Okay.
That's what I was
All
told.
right. I'm
So it's a no-go.
correct me as I said. All right.
Yeah.
All right.
It may be
All right.
Correct.
disappointing on one end, but on the other end, you may waste a lot of time because some of the big fish like that take many
Right.
months or a year or so to get closed, you know?
Yep. Well, Tom, I stand corrected. So apologies.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that just happened. That just happened
Yep.
recently too. So
All right.
Guys, I've been out of the loop a little bit. I've got a little bit going on in my personal life right now. I'm gearing up for a pretty major surgery, so I've had a lot
Yeah,
going on the last few weeks. So bear with me.
no problem. All right.
All right.
No problem. Thanks a lot. I appreciate it.
you're welcome. John, you've got a question? John Bolenbaugh?
More of a statement. I just wanted to say, keep dripping on everybody. Jack dripped on me for 2 months almost, and I'm thankful he did. And a lot of my friends, I've been showing them this, and we've did a lot of business together, and good things and bad things. And I really this is the one. I can feel it. And so
Awesome.
just thank Jack for dripping on me, but don't stop, guys. Get those big fish, get those friends, get those marketers. Don't stop. Just keep trying.
Yeah. Yep. Very good, John. And then not only that, I want to tell everybody too, go out there for the mom and pop shops. They're certainly out there for the taking. And, I know we all dream big and we want those big contracts, but, in reality, sometimes, when it comes down to that, it is who you know. Eventually you might have a few duds on your team, but you might also have a few studs that lead you to those big ones. So it may not end up being you personally, but don't discount out that low hanging fruit.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. The gentleman that was in Iowa, and I think that's where it was, the small town, don't
Correct.
discount
Yep.
that. Even if it's a church and they only need one officer on a Sunday, just come from a standpoint of trying to help them. And if they see results, you don't know who they know too. So like Charles says, go after that low-hanging fruit. We all tend to want to go after the big whales out there, the big corporations. And unless you really have a relationship, it's a tough nut sometimes.
Yep. Well stated, Jack. Well, I don't see any more hands up. I'm not seeing any more questions in the chat. Everyone, we will be back on a live schedule on Thursday night at 8 p.m. Eastern. So for that, I think we're going to make it a wrap, Jack. I'm going to thank you very much for helping me out tonight. And guys,
Okay, we got Steve Mills.
oh, there he is. All right, we'll take one more.
Okay, I had it written in the chat, but I was just wondering how the officers know about the software and how to find it to download it to their phones.
They'll be notified by the police department. See, our job is not to bring the police on. You can share this with police or police officers, but we're customer getters. So focus on that. And once you get that customer and that customer puts hours into the system through the app, Illuno Corporate will notify that police, because we have the backing of the police union, and they'll handle it on that end. That's not something that you have to worry about.
So just get the customer to, can you say, like, why don't you just try the app and play around with it? You don't have to push enter, and you can see how much, put your officers' needs, or the officers you need, and hours that you want them to work, and find out your price, and then before you hit enter, decide if you want to use it or not.
Yeah, well, if you sell the value of this, and we, again, maybe that's a bad word, we're not selling anything. The platform is free for them to use, but if they just see the ease of it, it's going to save them a lot of time and aggravation. A lot of these business owners are driving themselves crazy trying to, get enough offices to show up. Keep in mind now, the national fill rate, the jobs that are filled, is about 50%. Our national fill rate is over 99%. So even if they were to pay a little bit more, and their business or their venue is a lot safer and secure, they're going to make more money. If they create an environment that's not going to be that safe, and I know this because I owned a huge nightclub. I made sure everything was safe. I wanted everybody to come back the next weekend. Does that make sense?
Yeah, so we just want to convince them that the value we have is worth their while to get it. And
Yep.
Can we ask them to go ahead and download it and play around with it?
Absolutely. You can just give them your Illuno on demand site and let them fill out the profile, and then they'll get the app and they can play around with it. You don't have to convince. Take that word out of your vocabulary. Just tell the story. Just share the story. Always remember, you have a solution to a huge problem that these people do not know exist. Make a mental note or write this down too. We are not a staffing app. There's a lot of staffing apps that are out there. Doesn't compare. We're a marketplace app, just like Uber, and there's no competition. We're Uber without the lift.
Okay.
With a staffing app, they can staff those people, let's say Friday night, and let's say they needed 20 cops. At 5 o'clock, 5 of them had to call in sick. You have no time to call the chief to replace them. With the Illuno app, they're going to call in sick, and the next 5 police officers that get that job, that's how we can get to a 99%. These police officers are hungry for jobs, off-duty jobs, just like an Uber driver is hungry for their next passenger that they can pick up.
So we want to ask them if we can show them how they can make their life easier coordinating this stuff. Would they be open to taking a look at it?
Yep.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Yeah, and we have training on that. Just get with your referral partner. If you don't have any help, reach out to me and I'll help you.
Yeah, April 6th is a good one. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Jack, one more. Looks like David took himself off.
It's Sandra again. Sorry.
Oh, Sandra, I'm sorry. I see that name.
That's okay. That's okay.
Right.
I looked in the chat. I didn't see your number. I saw Jack Welch's email.
Apparently, I think I must have messaged somebody instead of sending out directly. Here, I'm going to post it right now, guys, just so y'all have it.
Okay.
All right. 4, 6. There you go.
Oh, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Jack, can I ask about a 3-way call? How would we schedule that? You got somebody on the line, say in the middle of the day, how would we get in touch with you guys? Is there several numbers or in the WhatsApp or whatever?
Yeah, who's this speaking?
Steve Mills again. Sorry.
Okay, yeah, Steve, and I'll put my phone number in there too. What you do is get with your referral partner, and if they're not able to do that, I'm more than willing to do a 3-way call with you. Just we have a set of ground rules, and we do that. Just introduce me as an example. If you get me on the phone, introduce me, and you might tell me a little bit about that person, and then just hit mute and then just listen in. And then at the end, you can open up, you know?
One of my partners. Thank you, sir.
You got it. You're welcome.
All right. Yeah, what I was going to say too, Shannon, I think I see that you're on this tonight's Zoom. Just as far as the three-way calls and stuff like that goes, please just give me a heads up. This goes for everybody. We are very busy. Me, Jack, Kevin, Simone. Some of the other bigger leaders. We're very busy. I'm happy to do three-way calls for you all day. Just give me some type of heads up, and I'll let you know. Come up with a couple of times, and we'll let you know a good time to schedule the call.
Yep.
So.
Absolutely, Charles.
Yep. So I think we covered it. Jack, great job. Thank you very much. And like I said earlier, we will be back here Thursday night, 8 p.m. Same bad place, same bad channel.
Okay, everybody. Good night.